Hi ladies and gentlemen, Unraveling here again. In this video I'm going to discuss my past life extensively, I'm going to discuss going deeper into my past life. You'll have to excuse me if I do this. I haven't shaven, but I haven't shaved, and I think I'm going to take either a shower later on. In any case, I'll shave in a day or two. In any case, my beard is prickly. Regarding the topic at hand, okay, my past life. In my about section, long story short, I indicate that I was a European sorcerer in my past life, and that is the reason for my affinity towards the occult, or my skill and my affinity for and within the occult. The reason I'm so skilled, and all of that. And so on, but it's pretty much it. Okay, I already have confirmed this, that I was an occultist in my past life, and that's the reason that I'm so skilled and all of that, because I brought those traits with me to this lifetime. In this video, I'm simply going to discuss heading deeper into my past life, because I did want to know a couple of more things. I don't need to know more, but and the spirit that the spirit that I worked with, I don't want to use the phrase use comes off kind of negative. The spirit that I worked with for this venture or for this goal is Lilith. I have enough experience with Lilith. For those of you that don't know what Lilith is, see the description below for the original article on Lilith. Long story short, Lilith is the wife of my patron, my beloved Lord Samael, and she is known as the Grand Lady of all demons, so infernal spirits, and she's known as the first demoness, or female demon, to put it that way, or female infernal spirit, and so on. And she is the ruler of the sphere opposing the moon, called Gamaliel, so basically the anti-sphere, kabbalistically speaking. Nevertheless, she is still theoretically Jupiterian, like I mentioned in the original article, but her lunar correspondences are so strong that she can safely be considered lunar. Strong Piscean presence in any case regarding her personality, and to a lesser extent also Martian, which she got from my Lord Samael. In any case, she's the one that I work with. I have, like I've just said, she's one of the spirits that I work with regularly for customers, as well as for a bunch of other, one or two other personal ventures or goals that I wanted to accomplish. So I have experience with Lilith, okay, more than my fair share of experience, and Lilith seemed like the prime candidate for this one. Divination, my divinatory readings confirmed this. So I simply went to work, and I just finished up with her, and yeah, she gave me more information on myself. I just told her, as you know me, I'm straightforward and short and sweet, the short and sweet type. Okay, you don't need to tell me a lot extensively or anything like that. I just want to know a couple of basic things about myself, the country that I was born in and in which I lived, the time period or era in which I lived or in which I was active, my name, and other general information. And she did tell me this. She told me that in my past life, I was a Dutch astrologer and occultist. So I was from the Netherlands. I looked like she also showed me what I looked like. I looked like your stereotypical Dutch guy, Caucasian Dutch guy, of course, in colonial clothing. She dressed it up and converted it basically into this lifetime. So the image that she showed me was of the modern Dutch guy, just wearing shorts and a t-shirt, a polo shirt, and so on. But she told me this is just converted into modern times, okay? But this is what your original thing looked like. You just wore traditional colonial clothing back then. And yeah, my name was Hans von Bismarken. I'm going to spell that for you guys. That's H-A-N-S, Hans. Okay, in Dutch Hans. And Van means of in Dutch. So H-A-N-S, V-A-N. And here it comes Bismarken. B-I-S-M-A-R-C-E-N. Okay, in Dutch it's pronounced Hans van Bismarken. In English it would be Hans van Bismarken. Okay, van means of. Bismarken has no real definition or doesn't refer to something specifically, and Hans or Hans is a stereotypical Dutch name. okay, right up there with Peter, but Peter is spelled Peter or pronounced Peter in Dutch, and there's an E added. So instead of P-E-T-E-R, in Dutch it's P-I-E-T-E-R, and it's pronounced more ruggedly as in Peter instead of Peter. These are stereotypical Dutch names, okay? Toon is also one of them, T-O-O-N. This is just to give you guys an idea. It's a stereotypical Dutch name that I had, and the name I thought bore a lot of similarities to another historical figure, but that was Otto von Bismarck. That was another historical figure. I don't know exactly who that is, but I remember reading his name in history somewhere online or something like that. But in any case, yeah, Otto von Bismarck is also a political figure, but that is just a coincidence. And my name my past life name was spelled differently. Again, Hans van Bismarken. So Hans van Bismarken. Hansvanbismarcen. She told me that I was active in the year 1659, so the 17th century, mid 17th century. She told me that I was an astrologer primarily and an occultist secondarily, or secondary. And last but not least, that I, let's see, what was the other thing that she told me? Alright, yeah. Oh yeah, she told me that the city that I come from, the city that I was born in and lived in, was the city called Deventer. Deventer in English. It's a Dutch city, and it's in the municipality Overijssel. That's how it's pronounced. In English it would be Overijssel. In any case, Deventer, or in Dutch Deventer. That's the name of the city. And she also told me that regarding my practice, occult practices, I was active close to the Dutch border, to the Belgian border, in that area, okay. And I also checked that by car, basically, Deventer is about approximately 2 hours away from the Belgian border, or better said, the Belgian border is 2 hours away, okay, down south, geographically speaking, from the city Deventer. So she told me that's where I was active, because I couldn't make sense of that first, and she told me, no, you weren't born there close to the Belgian border, because Deventer isn't near the Belgian border. You were active there, okay, in your practice. And that is it, pretty much, on who I was. And last but not least, she also told me that I wasn't prominent, okay. I wasn't prominent in that life cycle. But I will be more prominent. I will be significantly more prominent, or I will just be prominent, period, or semicolon, in this life cycle, okay. So I'll be a lot more well known in this lifetime than in that one. And let's see, what else? Is there anything else? And she also told me that the living circumstances and living events were the same back then as what I am, the life that I'm leading now. So that includes all the strife too, and the adversity and the trials and all of that. So all the difficulties and so on, the events that took place in my life, the same thing took place back then, okay, more or less. And I'm basically living the same life over again, but the only things that have changed are my location, obviously my physical appearance, and that's pretty much it. But for the rest, my life conditions and circumstances, the things that happened to me back then, are the same things that are happening to me now. Or better said, the things that have happened to me and are happening to me now also did happen back then. The only difference is that I wasn't prominent back then, compared to now, because now I am a lot more well known. That's also one of the reasons why it was so difficult, because I tried to look it up. I tried to look up my past life online on ancestry websites, Dutch ancestry websites, and so on, specifically regarding that time period or era. But again, I couldn't find anything, nothing, not even records for Deventer or anything like that. And it isn't easy to find information, but that's also why. It's going to be a ridiculous long shot to find information on my past life, specifically documented information. But again, I confirmed what she says the way I usually do, okay? And yeah, my divinatory readings also indicate completely 100% that that Lilith is correct in what she's saying. I just do all of this stuff because I want to be absolutely sure of myself, okay? The last thing that I want is to falsely believe that I am someone like that when it's not true. Again, this is simply a reflection of my practice, and generally speaking, I'm all about accuracy and all of that. Okay, it's all about guarantee, metaphorical guarantee, the metaphorical guarantee. In any case, yeah, my confirmation reading or confirmative reading, the reading that I cast to confirm what Lilith said, Lilith's statements, they literally hit the nail on the head. Everything is indicated, down to every last degree of every planet indicates exactly that Lilith is right on the statements that she made, and so on. It also indicates that I also had the same difficulty in life back then, the same difficulties that I'm facing right now. And as icing on the cake, or to top it all off, it simply confirms my suspicions already. I wasn't sure, okay? My intuition told me always for my entire life that I was a European sorcerer, so hence my affinity for the occult and my strong interest in it. But again, other things that are just neutral literally just further support and confirm all of this information. That's also one of the reasons that I have such a strong attraction towards Holland, towards the Netherlands. I always saw the Netherlands in some way, occult-wise, psychically, as home. Part of me, astrally, always saw the Netherlands as home, as a good part of me. And again, I can just list numerous examples, okay, a good deal of examples. Another example that I can give is the Dutch people that I've met. They see me as one of them. Okay, the entire way that the Dutch approach me, primarily the Dutch, also others too from Western countries, but primarily the Dutch, they really see me as one of them. And not only that, also local people here, a lot of them, okay, a good deal of them over the course of my lifetime, at least 4 or 5 have mistaken me for a Dutch person. Even cab drivers, they say that based on my appearance and my demeanor, that they guess that I'm from Holland or the Netherlands or something. In any case, aside from all of these examples, okay, I've always had a strong attraction towards the Netherlands. When I set myself up to move, the Netherlands was, in the beginning, the first country that came to mind. Intuitively, boom, the first country that came to mind. I said to myself, I want to move to Holland. That was a primary reason. The reason that when I set myself up for moving officially on paper, I narrowed it down to 2 countries. Canada was the first choice, the Netherlands my second choice, like I mentioned in a previous video on me moving. The reason that I placed Canada as my first choice is because Canada, on paper, okay, when I cast that relocation chart and everything, Canada is the best place for me to be. Canada is the place where I'll be able to really make my career skyrocket and improve overall in life, just overall in life. Basically, as many benefits, Canada offers me as many benefits as possible and as little drawbacks as possible. And then the Netherlands comes in second place, because the Netherlands does the same more or less. The only difference is that my career will not be as stellar as in Canada. But again, all of this is simply before I made the decision that I wasn't going to move to a Western country anymore for political reasons, like I mentioned in that previous video. You guys can look it up for those of you that haven't seen that video yet. You can just look it up on my YouTube channel. Okay, the thumbnail is that of a map, a bluish map, and in there I discuss in point or in depth why I have seen off the idea of moving to either of these countries, or any Western country for that matter. In any case, that's the reason. But purely or solely based on intuition, the first thing that basically my astral body is pointing me towards is the Netherlands, is Holland, and yeah, there you go. Now you guys know why, and I also know why now. I can list a good deal of other examples. Another example that I can give, I'm not going to go too deep into it, it's not necessary. I've already made enough examples. But another example that I can give is that without even having set foot ever in Holland, I know what the Netherlands is like, and overall as a country. You know, an example that I can give is that I'm friends with someone on Facebook. I have a Dutch friend in the Netherlands, And the first time I saw him, I told him, I know that you're Dutch, you know. The first time I saw that profile pictures of yours, you're standing, I immediately said to myself, no, this is a Dutch guy, he's from Holland. Despite the fact that I couldn't see his information, I said to him, I recognize right away that you were Dutch. Aside from your stereotypical Dutch name, okay, you look like a Dutch guy, and that background where you took that picture looks a lot like, not that it looks, I almost know for sure, 99% sure, that it's an apartment complex in the Netherlands. And that's when we started talking, because he didn't even know that I spoke Dutch, and he was like, just, hey, wait a minute, you speak Dutch? Holy crap. And I thought, yeah, I speak Dutch. I recognized you right away, okay, your location, and we got to talking, and I asked him what town do you live in and all of that. Again, that's another example. I can list countless examples, okay, but in any case, I've always really felt a strong connection to the Netherlands, and this only confirms what I already knew somewhere in the back of my mind or back of my head, but I never acted on it, okay. I don't need to know that much, okay. For me, I was almost sure of it because my intuition told me that no, I used to be a European sorcerer in my past life, hence the affinity for the occult and all of that. Because a bunch of people have asked me, okay, customers as well as friends have asked me. I think 2 people have asked me up to this date. One asked me a customer asked me if I was Crowley reincarnated, Aleister Crowley, and I told him no. And another one asked me whether I was John Dee, whether I was Dee reincarnated, and I was like no. In any case, that is pretty much it. Now you guys know. Now I know, obviously, and now you guys know too. Again, and every other link that you might need, specifically my location and background section, the about section, you can find that in the description below, because I'm obviously going to embed this video in the article that goes by the header, or that is named my location and background. In any case, again, shortly summed up, you guys, regarding my past life, I used to be a Dutch guy. Name was Hans van Bismarken, Hans van Bismarken, and I was active in 1659. The city that I was born in and that I lived in was Deventer, primarily. Okay, that's in Overijssel. And last but not least, I was primarily an astrologer and secondarily an occultist, which is still true. Again, last example, again, even that down to the T is correct. Even my own natal chart indicates that, okay, and I know that my strongest skill, my strongest character trait by far is astrology. Astrology takes the crown. I'm an excellent astrologer, even if I say so myself, and people know that about me too, customers and people that have known me business-wise and just by who I am. And I'm an occultist secondarily, okay? And again, even that is true. So I literally just brought my entire personality over into this lifetime, into this time era, and again, my entire life, I'm basically reliving that life. And the reason that I was incarnated, that was what I was going to mention too. I almost forgot to mention that. She told me too that the reason that I was reincarnated is because soul-wise, I didn't learn enough in that lifetime. That's generally speaking the whole purpose of reincarnation, but in my case it applies perfectly. I didn't learn enough back then in that lifetime, so here I am doing it all over again, and we'll see. Hopefully I do learn soul-wise, hopefully my soul, so me, I do learn my lesson, or the lessons that I'm supposed to learn, and I do grow to the extent that I need to grow in order to not be reincarnated again, because I think personally I prefer to not do so again. I wouldn't want to be reincarnated again, but again, none of us have that choice, neither do I. Okay, so it's the big man God himself that decides that. If it's his decision that I haven't grown enough, then I'm gonna have to be reincarnated again, and so on. In any case, now you guys know who I was. Bye.